Everybody, this is Tazitis, and welcome back to Halloween Merge. Let's get into it. So I haven't played this on my own. I literally just turn off the recording and stuff. And I probably should have played a lot more on my own, especially since there's only like 100%. Probably should have played this on my own, but don't worry. If I need to, I'll just pause the video and then I'll just watch a bunch of trailers, and then I'll have you guys back in jiffy. Where are we? Okay, so we need 2 wooden bars. And we need a measuring tape. Now, the measuring tape's going to be really difficult, because it's a bunch of those, and we only got like 100 points. So I'm not sure if we want to go for that. Try to go for, what do we do? This one might be a little bit more, This might be a little bit more potent. I guess you could say potent. Might be potent to just go ahead and get the soap, because it's always good to clean before you do anything, I suppose. There's a dustpan. Got 2 little... It's also really difficult to get like a soap, as you can see. They most of you just give you wags. Also, if I sound like I'm stiffed up, it's because I was just, I'm a little snippy right now, so sorry about my nose. They sound a little different. There's one. We got one. Let's get this jet on the road. Let's get this thing on the road. I feel like I had another one of these, but I guess I must have matched it already. I must have used it. Also, please guys, let me know if you really are liking this and everything. Give me a like and everything. If you really like this and everything, I'm going to continue to watch this series, because, I continue to play this series, and then I'm going to also be flicking between this and my Minecraft right now, because it really seems like it's doing well. Also, I'm enjoying it. So, if you guys like it and everything else and all, please feel free to subscribe. It really helps out my channel. Especially since I have yet to monetize anything yet, so that's good. I don't have anything ready and all, it's monetized. So, the good thing is I'm just building it right now, so I don't have to worry about it. I need Tazitis, and we're back and everything else and all. So, I watched a whole bunch of trailers, got a whole bunch of things, and as you guys can see, I basically watched a whole bunch of trailers and got all the way up to 270 points and everything, and I've been clicking, but I didn't realize that I didn't not pause my recording, so I was talking for a few minutes there, and I didn't realize I hadn't done it. So, basically... I watched a whole bunch of trailers, and you watch it and you get free stuff, so that's how the game works, how it should work. It's more enjoyable to have a game where you could talk about... Anyway, I was basically going off on a tangent and everything and all, so you guys didn't miss anything. But basically I was talking about a story that I was going to tell you guys later and everything else and all, and I still am going to tell you guys later, but the summary is that I was talking about like how it's enjoyable when you have games like this and everything and all, where you don't have to pay money into it, and it's more enjoyable when you have games like this. And I even told one developer one time, it was a low budget Halloween game. I told the developer, basically, I had a critique, a very smart critique in the comments down below. I told them that nobody wants to, basically, it makes it unenjoyable because people put money into it. Nobody wants to play a game that we have to put money into, and where it's almost forced on us to spend money if the game's not interesting. And being as this was a Halloween game, it wasn't as enjoyable. Now, for me, I'm the weirdo. I just don't want to play a Halloween game in the middle of, I'm trying to even think. It wasn't even August yet. Anyway, I was playing a Halloween game, and I thought it was cute, I thought it was sweet. And this was a group of game developers, that had a whole bunch of games under their name, and basically they weren't, I would say, not quality-wise. Anyway, I have to tell you guys the full story later. Anyway, in summary, I told them, if you give people the option, the customer is willing to watch trailers if it means we get something. Because the biggest complaint that everybody kept having was that they didn't have any storage and they couldn't get anything done. They couldn't progress inside this game. That was pretty good. I thought the game was cute, I thought it was pretty, but I agreed with everybody else. I couldn't get my progress, and I even had to go to my mom and ask her to get some money, which is embarrassing for a game. I tried really hard to enjoy games without having to spend money on it, because that money could be used for something else in today's society or just in general. So, I went and asked mom for money, and I basically wrote a review on it. Basically wrote a review on the game, basically saying that if you let the customer, basically, the customer's willing to, if you're playing games, the customer's willing to watch commercials and give you the money and everything else and all, if it means they get something. So basically, just make it a system where you give them a diamond, you give them the thing they need to update the storage, or they can get the storage, or put it there selling shop, and they can sell it, they can sell too much of, they get money, if they get diamonds, they get coins, so that way they get it back. Extend it, or make it where the item is sellable, or the customer can do it. It's a perfect, it's something that helps the developer out, but also helps the customer or the player of the game feel more included, because they doesn't have to spend a whole bunch of money on the actual thing. And they actually did. My criticism and everything else, not my criticism, I almost said right now, criticism, not a criticism, I critiqued it and I gave them helpful advice, and they actually did do it. In the next year, they actually developed the game pretty well, and that game's actually pretty good. I'm trying to think of what the game's name was, but it's hard. I think it was like Halloween something, but I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to give you guys the full game of it and everything. And I even told my mom this a couple months ago, and she said, "Oh, they should have given you credit for that. They should have like given you full credit for that." I'm like, I didn't care about that. I didn't care about the credit. And I don't know if they took my advice or not, because I was literally the only one in the comments giving that kind of critique and everything, and actually giving helpful advice. But still, I don't know if they took my comment, went with it and everything. They could have already had that idea, and I basically just told them what they were already thinking and all. I mean, it still took them about a year to develop that and everything else and all, so who knows what... Well... So who knows? But anyway, my mom's like, you should have gotten more credit for that than that. It's like, I didn't care about that. Like, hey, they're a young developer. They barely even know who I was. Everything, that's fine. And besides, I wanted to help them out because I did like the game. I thought the game was cute, and I thought it had potential. And even now, it's got more potential than ever. You can actually play it without having to spend so much money on it. So it's a fantastic little game. But anyway, that's not important. I'll tell you guys the full story later. As of right now, I'm working on learning animation, as I've said probably in the past. I'm working on learning how to animate stuff and everything, and I wanted to animate for the 100th episode, but I'm not really good at animating right now because I'm just learning now about animation and how difficult it is, and I really feel bad because I used to critique some people and everything where they're like, I got this animated in like so many days and such, and I took me 2 days, 2 to 3 days to color it and all, and I'm like, I always assumed that the reason they weren't faster at it was because like they just didn't I don't know, they didn't get the rhythm and all. But as I'm learning and all, it's hard to animate stuff and everything. Like, you're having to do something, you're having to not only draw a picture, but you're having to draw it multiple times. And don't get me wrong, I always knew this was a problem with animation and everything, but it's, as a beginner, I'm starting to realize the difficulty of how to animate something. Because I was animating something and everything and all for the 100th episode and everything else, and I didn't even get close to like a minute. I think I had to research it and everything, because I was like, I'm animating a lot of stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'll get to 50 frames, or I'll get to like 100 frames, and that'll be good enough. Turns out it wasn't. 100 frames is not good enough for animation. Now, the particular animation that I'm trying to learn is stop motion animation, but I'm drawing. So it's animation through drawing and everything else and all. Through the app called 3D animation and everything else and all. And it's basically just teaching myself how to draw and teaching myself with the limitations I have, how to draw and how to animate and do stop motion animation through drawing and do animations like that to do like stuff and all, or do like the little mini films or stuff. And I wanted to make like a little film or something, but I couldn't. It took longer than I expected. I didn't like it. I started to animate certain things and all, and I liked how the human body was working. I was basically drawing the motion, and I was getting really good at it. But after like basically after hours and hours of drawing, I still wasn't anywhere close to where I wanted to go, and it was really ridiculous. And I started to lose the passion. I started to get really aggravated and frustrated, especially since I was animating for hours and hours, and I still wasn't getting anywhere, and I still kept having to draw the same picture over and over, and I wasn't liking how every single time I drew it, it seemed like the drawing was going down in quality, because I was just getting so aggravated, because I just realized that I had to draw more and more and more of the same thing, and also the drawings I had were not getting good, and I just basically was animating the story as it was, and what I wanted inside my, my head wasn't going on digital paper, which I don't like to draw digitally, wasn't going as well as I would have liked it to go. So there was frustration, there was aggravation, and that's why there was no animation for the 100 thing. Basically, I had to take a step back and be like, this isn't fun anymore. You're taking too much mental health on yourself. Also, thankfully, I'm in my brother's room, and my mom and my sister are helping out with the chores and everything, because they're trying to help out, and my mom is off her medication, so she's trying to, like, do more a little bit and try to be distracted while she's off her medication and everything. It's nothing too serious. It's like Adderall or something and all. It's basically like helps her focus and everything else and all, because she's got ADHD like the rest of us. So it's just to help her focus a little bit. It's nothing too serious. But because she's on it for so long, she has blood clots and everything, and it causes her to like lose, it causes her stress and everything, because blood clots and everything else and all causes pain. Because she's off her medication, the medication helps stabilize her blood and helps stabilize her mentally. She's needing to like do things because she can't settle down now anymore. She can't settle down, so she's also stressed about everything going on. So she's a little aggravated. So she's been doing chores and helping my mom out. So thank God to her for that. and she's always helped out and all, so that's no problem. But anyway, her and Jennifer are doing most of the chores, but I realized that I can't keep doing this stuff all the time, so it was aggravating knowing that I was not going to be able to take all that time for animation, knowing that I was going to have to go back to chores, and knowing that I took so long, like literally all day, I just kept animating, and I just got to about 50 frames. And I know what you guys are thinking, that sounds like a lot. Well, I actually did some research, because I'm like, how long does, because basically I was trying to figure out how many frames does it take to animate a minute of stop motion animation? The answer was a lot more than 100. The answer is surprising, it's a lot more than 100. It is 1,440 frames to make 1 minute of animation. Especially for drawing, you might need more for 1 minute. So 50 to 100 was maybe 12 seconds of animation. So I would be putting all this hard work into this animation, and it would be the quickest 5 seconds to thing animation ever. So either it would be a really short animation, or it would end up being a YouTube short. Despite all the work I put in it, despite all the hustle I did, despite all the learning and trying to make a full-fledged actual quote film animation, it wasn't gonna even come close to a minute, which was ridiculous. So I was like, I was getting demotivated, I was getting aggravated, trying to push myself, and I was like, you know what, the minute something stops being fun, especially as an artist, the minute something starts becoming pressure and stops being fun, and you're getting too hard on yourself, you need to take a step back. And that's basically what me and my mom talked about, and basically that's what I did. I took a step back, like, this isn't fun. More than this is becoming too much than I can shoot. I can't do this. Basically, I had this, or I had the update video where I just talked about the future of the channel, and that's what I decided to do in the end of the day. I needed to basically just do an update video, and the animation was going to be later. So basically, the animation is something that's still going on in the background, and it's something I will work on in the coming days, weeks, and even months if I have to. But at least now I got more time. I'm going to be recording these videos, and I'm going to be getting my butt working on the animation, but I'll be doing it in like spurts, and I will not be pressuring myself to do anything other than what I have to, and I'll also be working on other things behind the scenes, getting better at drawing and doing other things. And it's better to recollect myself and become a better artist that way than stress myself out and just not be proud of the work. And it started to get to that point where I just wasn't proud of what I was doing, and it's like, I'm aggravated. I'm gonna be doing all this stuff, and then it's gonna come out to garbage. Anyway, that's not important. That's why working on this. Anyway, thank you guys. Anyway, I just wanted to also say, guys, thank you so much for being supportive, and thank you guys so much for liking the videos, and for viewing them, and for being so nice, and also everything. But just understand that some things behind the scenes are coming. They're just coming a little later than I would have liked, and everything else. So, thank you guys so much, for everything. Like, literally, thank you guys so much.